Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today I want to talk to you about how I select lure colors. And most importantly, I want to talk about contrast, okay? Lure color contrast. So in the mornings, I got a typical spread that I run, okay? So I'll start out with a blue over a crystal sea witch. It just really pops in the water. Then you add like a little bit of pearl mylar to that. It just makes it a wicked bait. So I feel the science behind this bait. So here's a little bit of science. So number one, the orange head, okay? Guys, I really believe in contrast, especially with fluorescent colors. So bait fish you got to have some contrast, and I feel that fluorescent colors really do make a lure pop. So that's why I have always been a believer in those orange heads. So that I talk about. So orange penetrates like down 35 to 45 feet in the water, as well as yellow, like the yellow chartreuse. That'll really get down there pretty deep, down 65, 75 foot, and then. Blue, the color blue remains visible for as deep as light can penetrate. So just something to keep in mind as you're making a lure selection. But if you have a lot of flying fish around, the water's really blue, that's the color I would recommend. And I would recommend putting that on your planer. And as far as what to use, that's up to you guys. Ballyhoo, bonita strips, mullet strips. Had a lot of luck with mullet strips last year. I'll be using more mullet strips this coming year than I've used before because of what I've seen last year. So it's a orange head, and then a blue, and a crystal. It appears to be white, but it's not in the water. It really pops. Super nice. So my second color is a black and red. And in the Keys, black and red is kind of a staple for Wahoo fishing. I've been using black and red down here for many years, and it just, guys, let's face it, on those cloudy days, which we have the Wahoo fishing happens on days when it's pretty shitty and cloudy. You don't get a lot of nice sunny days, flat, calm days when it's during Wahoo season. And when you do, you should be very blessed that you get them. So my recommendation is that you need you need black and red. And it's just for the silhouette and the contrast, okay? So black, and when that water is a little dirty, the red penetrates down a little bit, and it's just always been a really good color. Now, what I like to do is I like to add glow strips to that bait and silver. I've been doing that for years, and with an orange head. So it gives it the contrast again. That orange, fluorescent orange, really pops in the water. It's just in dirty water, green water. I've had lots of luck with that orange head. And it's got to be a bright fluorescent orange head. Not just it's got to be bright and fluorescent and really pop to make it work. Now let's face it, in the fall and the winter, it's not so nice. And Wahoo fishing tends to happen on days when it's cloudy, it's a little rougher out, so you don't have much clean wash to put your baits in. So with that being said, it's really, guys, you really got to make your bait pop with a nice silhouette. So I prefer to use darker colors on days when the waves are kicked up. So, and you have to get those dark colors below the surface. Okay, so the more kicked up it is, I really do believe that the darker colors work better. So one lure that nobody really talks about is the Ninja, and there's a way to skirt the Ninja to make it pop. Okay, so what is a Ninja? The Ninja is an all black sea witch with I like to add pearl mylar to mine. It's a wicked bait. Okay, now the trick to that bait is to add a green underskirt, like a green and yellow, like a dolphin color underskirt, and that will really make that lure pop, okay? So you have a black lure, which really shows off the silhouette, and then you have a chartreuse like a chartreuse and green, like a yellow and green, like dolphin. So there you go. That will really pop in those early morning hours, okay, and on days when it's cloudy. Then you add a ballyhoo over that, and then you have you got something wicked. So I would honestly try that lure. If you have not, I highly recommend it. Give that a try. Or another one that I really like that not a lot of guys use is a black and blue with some red over silver mylar. And the head, it can either be blue or orange, okay? So that color has just been that's one of my absolute favorite surface baits. I really love that bait. I've been using it for years. So, and I was turned on to that. I talked about that in the previous podcast by a captain that made that for me years ago. This was a long time ago, and it's just been a staple. And I've caught a lot of wahoo on that bait, rigged surface fishing in green, dirty water early mornings, especially when it's rigged over ballyhoo. So that's another one. That one you'll have to have custom made and look really hard for it. I know Joe Shoot makes some of those. I know some other manufacturers make those. So you'll have to do some sourcing on your own on that one. Let's see, another one. Trying to think if I can give you one other pointer here today before I wrap it up as far as that goes. Here's one for you. This is not related to any color, but for the guys that are pulling in like 24-foot boats, smaller boats, they don't want to do a lot of high speeding, and you don't want to run like a lot of. It's like you just got to get a bait down, man. You don't need to run those heavy trolling leads. And one thing that I would highly recommend is to get yourself a cowbell and then skirt that thing with a ballyhoo. And if you haven't done that yet, you're missing out. There's a little nugget for you guys today. I'm going to leave it at that. So I gave you guys a few pointers. I'll probably be talking more about lure color here in the future. But if you guys are really wanting to learn and dig deeper, then I highly suggest that you get involved with my rigging group. We do this once a month. And the cost it's $49 a month, and like I said, we meet once a month. This seminar is typically held on Wednesdays or Sunday nights, and it can go anywhere from 1 to 2 hours long. So right now I'm getting the guys dialed in on wahoo fishing. Honestly, I'm telling them when to be there, all that other good stuff, and it's working out. So I'm giving them a plan, and I want them to be very successful. So that's just. It is that time of year, so we're going to be doing that over the course of the next few months. But in order to get involved with the group, I need a long-term commitment out of the individual, and I need to interview them as well. So to make sure that they're just a good fit for the group and for my style of teaching. Now, if you want to learn how I run the high-speed planers off my downrigger, I have a course available for that online. And getting dialed in with the bait strips, I teach you exactly how I run the bait strips in that course, so it's well worth it. So if you are interested, you can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com, and then we can go from there. What else? I am working on some courses, so I'm not going to share what they are, but they're going to be really good. It's just taken me a while, like I mentioned before, so I want to make sure these are really good. So that's where I'm at with it. You can follow me on Instagram, Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_keys. And you can check out my website from time to time. Now, as far as my bookings go, my October is filling up. And November is filling up very quickly. And so is December. Now, I'm off a week in December. So just FYI. So if you are looking to fish, I would highly recommend that you get your bookings in now. I will be wahoo fishing, I will be black grouper fishing, and I will be doing some yellowtail fishing when I do that in combination when I black grouper fish, okay? So once the weather cools down a little bit more, I'll be doing a little bit more black grouper fishing on the hook. But right now I'm mainly trolling for dolphin, wahoo, and blackfin tunas. And then as far as the mutton snapper fishing goes, I'm doing a little bit, but not a whole lot right now. So I'll pick up that more this fall once the like I said, once the weather starts to cool down and all that good stuff. But I'm getting super excited for black grouper fishing again. I love the black grouper fish more than I like the mutton snapper fish. It's just so much more challenging to catch big black groupers. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.